new horror story. She stopped me from becoming a monster. The small white handprint appeared on the gymnasium wall while I was mopping underneath it. I stopped, wringing the mop head as dirty water dripped back into the bucket. The print hadn't been there 30 seconds ago. I just cleaned that exact spot. 5 tiny fingers pressed against the cinder block like a child had reached out while falling. Hello? My voice echoed in the empty space. Riverside Elementary had been closed for 3 hours. I was alone. The handprint was already fading, chalk dust drifting to the floor like snow. This was my 4th week as night custodian. The pay was decent, the work mindless, and I needed both after the incident. Dr. Martinez said routine would help me sleep again, help me stop the episodes where I'd wake up in strange places with no memory of how I got there. I finished the gym and moved to the kindergarten wing. The classroom smelled like apple juice and crayons, triggering something unpleasant in my chest. As I pushed my cart down the hallway, my keys jangling against the metal frame, another handprint appeared on the window of Mrs. Chen's classroom. This one was different, pressed from the inside like someone trapped was trying to get out. The fluorescent lights flickered overhead. In the stuttering illumination, I saw more prints blooming along the walls like spreading infection. Small hands, all the same size, appearing and fading in pale chalk dust. "Who's doing this?" I called out, though my voice cracked. The building's silence swallowed my words. I fumbled for my radio to call building security, but it crackled with static. Through the white noise, I heard something else, a child's voice singing, "Ring around the rosy, pocket full of posies." The song came from everywhere and nowhere, echoing through the ventilation system. My hands shook as I unlocked Mrs. Chen's classroom. Empty desks in perfect rows, alphabet cards on the walls, nothing out of place. Except for the chalk handprints covering every surface. They were on the blackboard, the windows, the door. Dozens of them, all the same small size. Fresh white chalk dust covered the floor like ash. The singing continued, that nursery rhyme spinning endlessly. Ashes, ashes, we all fall down. I backed toward the door and hit something solid. Spinning around, I found myself face to face with a little girl. She was maybe 6 years old, wearing a yellow dress with a Peter Pan collar. Her dark hair was pulled back with butterfly clips. She looked normal, solid, real, except for the chalk dust covering her hands and the way the light seemed to bend around her. "You remember me now," she said, her voice layered with that singing echo. My throat constricted. Who are you?" "You know." She raised one small white hand and pressed it against my chest. Ice shot through my ribcage. "You've been looking for me every night." Images flooded my mind like dam water bursting through. Walking in my sleep, unlocking doors. Standing in children's bedrooms, watching them sleep. The weight of something terrible in my hands. A yellow dress soaked in red. "No," I whispered. 37 houses, she said, her handprint burning cold against my shirt. "I've been following you, protecting them, making you remember." The chalk handprints around us pulsed like heartbeats. Each one was her attempt to stop me, to wake me, to save the children I visited in my sleepwalking fugue states. All those nights I'd woken up confused, finding dirt under my fingernails, strange keys in my pocket. "The pills weren't working," I said, understanding flooding through me like poison. "The sleepwalking never stopped," she nodded. "But I stopped you." I looked at my hands that had done terrible things while my conscious mind slept. The janitorial job wasn't rehabilitation, it was hunting grounds. Access to family records, home addresses, security codes. "Why?" I choked out. The little girl tilted her head, and for a moment she looked exactly like the others. All the sleeping children I'd visited, the ones she'd saved. "Because," she said, her voice fading like chalk dust in wind, "someone has to." The handprints began to disappear, but I could still feel hers burning against my chest. In the distance, sirens wailed, getting closer, getting louder. I never found out how she knew to call the police. But sometimes, in the white-painted walls of my cell, I see tiny handprints appearing, just long enough to remind me that some ghosts don't haunt places. They haunt people. And some of them are merciful enough to stop us before we become the monsters we're meant to be. Thank you for listening. If you really like the story, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more daily horror stories. Thanks.